I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you had a great long weekend. I hope you've rested and you're replenished. I'm ready to go. Let's cut into the cards. And so the first question we're going to tackle is, did dark magic cause King Charles or the Princess of Wales illnesses? So we're going to look at these separately. So let's look at King Charles. Let's look at King Charles first. Was there some nefarious? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't think that it is dark magic. So I think what we're looking at is something a little bit different, and we will get into it in just a second. So, wow. So most people like me would see the Seven of Swords and go, oh, there's something shady going on. Most people would say that. I'm not saying that on this reading. You know why? Because this anxiety and wringing of his hands had something to do with it. So there's something very interesting about the condition of the body when it's under stress and how your body will react to stress in different dispositions, let's put it that way. One of the things that Louise Hay said was resentment. If you're not familiar with Louise Hay, she's like the great grandmommy of affirmations and healing your body with thoughts. Unfortunately, we lost her in the last few years on this plane, but she's still working up on the other plane. You can look up some of her stuff. She's got an amazing card subscription box that you can get. I get it. It's you get a lot of oracle cards, not a lot of tarot cards, but a lot of oracle cards in it. But she always said that resentment is something that would cause cancer to come back because it's something that eats away at us. This, I think, this stage, when we have the genetics are set there, the genetics will play into it. But when we have the disposition, that is what will trigger those the multiplication or destruction of cells in some cases. So I do think it wasn't so much that someone did incantations and burned black candles and whatnot, but I think that the behavior of some people, because when we look at this Seven of Swords, it really is behavior that we're looking at, actions taken. If we got more of like a magician or a devil and a magician and things were turned upside down, I maybe say, there's a little bit of manifestation, dark manifestation on this. But I think this was really the practical stresses that were put on King Charles, both before and after his coronation. I think the practical stresses brought something to the surface, brought something that was dormant to the surface. It was just his disposition and the stress from losing his mother, but losing his father first, losing his mother, then being, coronated, brought to, having his son run amok, come on. There's a lot going on here. And I do think that Edward was not in great health for some of this. And I think that was kept very, very quiet. He's, even though he's the Duke of Edinburgh now, I think he was kind of inconsequential prior to the coronation. He was kind of just doing his own thing and raising his own family. So I think really all of this pressure brought to the fore just kind of tipped the scales. So he understands that the stress of these two are a problem. It does create a problem. And the idea, now that we have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords here, these are new beginnings. Aces and pages are very similar because they are springboards for other things. We're kind of leaping off and jumping into stuff. So these are very similar. The way I describe it is, it's your first day of work. If we get the Ace of Swords, the opportunity is there to apply for a job. If we're the Page of Swords, it's our first day of work. We're starting up at the company. He understands that cutting them off may be seen as reactive and not playing into the idea of having a cohesive royal family. I think, kill him with kindness, kill him with sweetness is really the order of the day for King Charles as a human being and a father. But in this sense, he really does need to distance himself and function as, and I've talked about this in other readings, not as King Charles the king, not as Charles the father, but Charles the man. How would he conduct himself if this was an individual that he was just working with in a non-professional, non-familial capacity? He really has to look at that. If someone said these kinds of things about him, about his family, how would he react? And I really think he is trying to put himself in that place despite the consult of others. I think the Privy Council, his counselors of state, anyone who's advising the king would say you need to cut them off because it's not going to be conducive to an effective and smooth reign, essentially. So even though this is counter to what he believes, he's going to do it because I think on some level he intuitively knows that the pressure of I'm not doing devil horns, I promise. The pressure of the actions of these two created the anxiety, the angst, and thereby created this dis-ease in his physical person. So eliminating that stress, eliminating those kinds of behaviors is going to bring him back to better health. So we do wish the king, um, long may he reign. Hopefully he will do better in terms of physical protection, psychic protection of his physical body. So Catherine, Princess of Wales, was there some dark manifestation in play for her dis-ease? So when I get the Justice card or the Lover's card or the Temperance card, sometimes these are karmic relationships that we are balancing. Sometimes there's evidence of that. In this sense, and I do get the sense that it's fairly fresh, this karmic back and forth with the two of them. But I do think that Meghan and Princess Catherine, Catherine, Princess of Wales, there is some kind of karmic tug of war that is fairly fresh, but it originates with Harry. The cleaved relationship is really with her and Harry. They have had lifetimes before where they have been very close and very comfortable and very supportive. There's like a mother son kind of, or mother child kind of aspect to their relationship. So I do think that there is some built-in resentment on Meghan because of that mother child foundation that we have, or that theme that we have for their lifetimes together. So this justice card does not come up as just desserts or something like that, but a leveling out of the playing field, which is very interesting because by all accounts, Catherine, Princess of Wales, is much, much better regarded than Meghan Markle at this point. Again, due to Meghan Markle's behavior, due to her actions that she's taken, unfortunately. So this manifestation, if we will, is almost a lowering of the bar, the vibration of Catherine, so that Meghan has a fighting chance to get on the same playing field, if that makes sense. Like, and I've been accused of being a Sussex in favor of the Sussex people. I assure you I'm not. But I think that their actions and their missteps have been very, very poorly guided. But it's almost like this gives Megan a chance to redeem herself and to kind of rise to the occasion. Is she going to? No, because she is fueled by a resentment from a past lifetime that is bleeding over into this lifetime, unfortunately. She's going to steam right through. We've got that 8 of Wands right there, which is communication steam. I think she is going to terrestrially, and I do think that there was some evidence of this. I think she did reach out to Catherine and send some well wishes. Maybe she sent some jam. Uh, I'm sorry I had to say it. But I think that terrestrially she sent out some messaging, and I don't think that it was received well. Again, when we get that 7 of Wands, we get this karmic balancing. But is Catherine troubled by this? No, she's not bothered by it. Their worlds are very different. And the 7 of Wands talks about that. We've got winners and losers, people on one side of the fence, people on the other side of the fence. Just to give you an example, with the 9 of Wands, we are standing in front of the things that we have. And we're protecting those. But with the 7 of Wands, we're still battling for some of those wands to put them behind us. So we're still actively working toward this, but not really bothered. She's on higher ground. And again, she radiates this love and gratitude and wonderfulness that kind of supersedes any negative stuff that you would have thrown us. So I every now and then I get clients that call me up and say, I have a curse put on me. I have a curse put on me. Um, you can't have a curse put on you if you let it in. And what I mean by that is there's plenty of people out there that will do you wrong, both, in the terrestrial world and energetically. But if you don't allow it to affect your life, if you counter every bad thing that someone throws at you with 10 good things, and that's, just an example number, you don't have to do 10 good deeds, but if you counter bad behavior of someone with 10 good things, then you're kind of up on the game, and energetically you're raising your vibration so that you're not affecting them. Where people can get affected by people throwing some darkness at them is if they're vibrating at a very low level, if they are complaining and irritable and aggravated all day long, and just resentful and envious, all of those things. If they're that all day long, then yes, somebody can, throw some hexes at you, the Malaloika, whatever. They can do that kind of stuff. And in those circumstances, it's not so much the effort to protect yourself, but the effort to change your psychic lifestyle and create a psychic lifestyle that is not going to allow that in. So I do think that is very, very, very important. So, is she having daggers thrown at her? Yeah, we've seen it in a million pictures. It's not, we're not surprised. We've seen the squinty, predator eyes that are going on. That's just something that happens. So, there's the evidence is there, but do we accept that as people? No, we should not. We should do good things. We should be good people, and that will deflect it. Catherine is one of them. She is a good person. She is deflecting it by being grateful, by looking at things on the brighter side, very, very optimistic kind of view. So, so there it is. There it is. So I don't think that this is more terrestrial. I think it's more karmic for sure with the two of them. So I'm just going to pause for one. Okay, that was a massive sloppy shuffle. So